Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. In this video, I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. Some AI Dungeon 2. This is another scenario that was submitted to me on our Discord. Thank you so much. So all you have to do to submit a scenario for me to try and speedrun is to hit me up in the comment section below or on our Discord. Post a link to the scenario that you want me to try out. And let me know what goal you want me to try and achieve within a 30-minute time period. Also, make sure that your scenario is safe for work, and if I'm interested in playing it, I'll check it out. Today, I've been given two different scenarios. I did one earlier. You should check that video out. It's where I escort a cute robot girl through a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and now I'm doing this Hellboy-inspired prompt. So the goal of this one is to try and defeat a mythical exiled prince within 30 minutes. So let's see if I can do it. I'm going to start the timer now. There we go. So the timer has begun. You are Hellboy, a demon paranormal investigator of the secret government-funded organization, the B.P.R.D, or the Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense. You're trying to stop a mythical exiled prince from getting a crown that controls a golden mechanical army that he can use to destroy the world. You are getting ready to fight this prince when suddenly you are attacked by some demons who have been summoned to help him. The battle is fierce, and you manage to kill several of them, but then your attention turns to a large group of them. They attack with great speed and power as they surround you in their demonic aura. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do. You attempt to bash your way through the demons so that you can get to the crown. You know that the crown is all that matters. If you can destroy it before the prince can get his hands on it, then you essentially, if you can destroy it before the prince can get his hands on it, then you essentially, then the world is saved. There you go. I was trying to figure how to phrase that. You swing your sword at one of the demons and smash into its head, causing it to fly backwards. The other three continue to pursue you, but now you see that there is no point in fighting them any longer. Okay, I'm going to race towards the crown and attempt to slice it in half with my sword. Yeah, I don't really care about these demons. If I can destroy the crown, I kind of win. You leap into the air and slice the crown in half as you land back on the ground. The crown shatters into several pieces, and the golden army begins to fall to the ground and become useless. The demons around you stop their pursuit of you and watch the crown in awe. Okay. Prince, tell your demons to stand down. I've destroyed the crown. If you still wish to fight, then you can fight me on your own. The prince looks at you with a hateful stare before hissing out a command in a language you don't understand. The demons quickly obey, and the demons quickly obey the demon prince as they back away from you. You victoriously place your sword back into its sheath and wait for the prince to make his next move. So, prince, are we fighting or what? If we're not, then you are under arrest. I plan on either killing you if you try to fight me, or taking you in to the B.P.R.D. Without another word, the demon prince states, "I will not resist. You have my word as a prince of hell that I will not cause any more trouble for you. You frown at this sudden act of mercy from a demon, but nod at him to proceed. Okay? So you attempt to handcuff the demon prince and to escort him to B.P.R.D headquarters. Let's see, you ask the prince to turn around and put his hands together so you can cuff him. He complies, and you quickly slap the metal bracelets upon his wrist. You take a step back and point your gun at him while you call into the B.P.R.D. Okay? I'm going to say, I've apprehended the demon prince. I successfully stopped him from using the crown. I guess it's from using the magic crown to control the gold army. The crown has been destroyed. Send in a team to take the demon prince and to collect the shattered pieces of the crown. The demon prince is letting this go pretty easily. Copy that, Hellboy. We'll be in there in a few minutes. 10-4 out, you state before hanging up the phone. Keep your gun pointed at the demon prince, who remained silent the entire time. So, demon prince, what were you planning to use the gold army for? Like, why did you want the gold army in the first place? The demon prince stares at him as if deciding whether he should tell you or not. You quickly add in, don't tell me you were planning to use it for something good. This will laugh. I've fought enough demons and monsters to know that they are incapable of doing anything good. What a dick move. I'm going to give him more of the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to say that line. Let's see. And you should have it say the demon prince stares at you as if deciding whether or not he should tell you or not. And then just continue the story from there. You don't have to dunk on him, Hellboy. Goodness. I was going to use the army to conquer the world, to destroy and bring hell on Earth. Why would you want to bring hell on Earth? Yeah, like, I've heard similar plans before, but I've never understood the concept. Hell is an eternal realm. Earth is a temporary rock in the vacuum of space. Where'd my text go? Here we go, in the vacuum of space. And then I had a pop-up show up. Let's see. How do I correct vacuum? There we go. Most people on Earth go to hell anyways. What's the point of trying to bring hell to Earth? And it just seems like a weird flex. To vindicate myself, my actions in life set me on the path to hell. I wish to prove that my deeds could bring about a permanent hell on Earth rather than the temporary one after death. Huh. This is actually kind of interesting. Because it implies, like, something about the nature of hell. Are you saying that the people of hell have the ability to redeem themselves and rise to heaven? You mentioned that hell is only temporary, which led me to make this assumption. If so, then I feel more hopeful about the afterlife. Yeah, like that's actually like a really interesting concept. The idea that like hell isn't a permanent place. No, not at all. Most souls in hell are beyond redemption and are damned for all eternity. However, the very few who do manage to find redemption are not allowed into heaven. Instead, they are cast back down onto earth to be reborn and have another chance at fulfilling their purpose. So let me get this straight. Your goal was to try and make it where souls could never escape hell by transforming Earth into hell. Because that's kind of a petty thing to do. Yes, I was going to try and recreate the Christian concept of hell on earth. Souls would be sent here and never rise back up. I suppose it's sort of a revenge for the time I was sent here myself. You nod slightly. It all makes sense now. Let's see. I suppose it's sort of a revenge for the time I was sent here myself. You can't get revenge on the world for your choices. You went to hell because you did something wrong. The world isn't to blame. No matter how unfair life is, you still have the choice to live the best life you can. Oh, I forgot to say get. I ended up saying you can't revenge on the world. The demon prince chuckles. You were sent to hell for saving a life. That's not what I was taught. Let's see. I might just refresh that because that sounds weird. You more than anyone else should not be giving life advice of any kind. You've already made the choice to sell your own soul. What is there to stop you from making another? I would then say, I haven't sold my soul. I was born in hell. I didn't have a choice. I don't fight for vengeance. I fight to protect those I care about. That and for free booze. Everyone has their vices. Let's see. And how many of those you call friends would still be around if it wasn't for you? How many would be alive if you hadn't interfered in the first place? How does he know about the brewery? It was abandoned and out of business before you were even born. He didn't say anything about a brewery. Blah, blah. So I'm going to get rid of that line. So he asked, and how many of those you call friends would still be around if it wasn't for you? How many would be alive if you hadn't interfered in the first place? I think about that sometimes. I'm comforted in the fact, well, I guess I'm comforted by the fact that so many are still alive because of me. I've saved the world countless times. You're just another stepping stone on the endless path of good versus evil. I'm just trying to go as far down the path as I can before my heart stops ticking. Do 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 do. You collapse your top hat down over your face. I have a top hat, and I'm like, cover my face with my top hat, because that makes sense to do right now. Take me back to my friends. You've broken my spirit, and there's nothing more to do. The demons begin to drag you away back to the group. You wonder what they will do. Who will be dinner tonight? Why would I do any of that? All that sounds weird. Refresh that. The demon chuckles and you begin to smile. I see now that you are far too proud to sell your own soul. You'd rather drag others down to hell with you than live with the guilt of leading them to eternal paradise. You laugh out loud in response. Then live with the guilt of leading them to eternal paradise. You're right that I would never sell my soul. But I don't understand what you meant about leading demons to eternal paradise. Yeah, that seems like a weird line. Like, I kind of like what he said, but at the same time it was awkward. The demon's face darkens as he looks at you with pity. It's too bad that you never lived... Oh, sorry. It's too bad that you've lived your life in hell. You've been lied to. The ties that bind are stronger than any chain. I lived most of my life on Earth. I don't know what you're talking about now. Maybe it finally hit you. Maybe you've realized that this time you've truly lost. Yeah, because he seems to just kind of be like talking about random stuff now. I've lost nothing, for we will meet again under better circumstances. You will learn what you need to when you need to. For now, I've at least given you a push in the right direction. You think that you are calling the shots somehow? You think that you are manipulating things behind the scenes? You don't understand how big the world is. I'm confident that both of us are blind to what exists out there. I'm sure that there are gods and devils that would laugh at the idea that you believe that you understand even a fraction of what occurs in our world. I pity the fool who thinks, it'd be better to say, I pity the puppet who believes themselves master. Rather say that than quote Mr. T. Let's see. The demon howls in rage, his face twisting as he glares at you. He begins to speak, but before you can get a word out, your ears are met by the sounds of engines roaring to life outside the building. It seems that your friends have arrived. That's the B.P.R.D. coming to arrest you. Thank you for cooperating. I appreciate not having to blow your brains out. Now stay quiet and quit your howling. You're howling. There we go. The demon stops howling and instead begins to laugh. Your friends are too late. I'm afraid you've already made your choice as to what you wish to do with your eternity, and it's too late to turn back now. And then it just says the B.P.R.D. So it didn't finish what I was going to say. So I'm going to hit enter on that. The B.P.R.D. agents rush into the room and quickly assess the situation. A few of them begin to cuff you, but before they can take you out the building, a demon jumps out and slices open the throat of one of them. I don't know why they'd cuff me. Retry that. The B.P.R.D. agents begin pouring into the building, and you waste no time in trying to explain yourself. You simply raise your gun and fire at the first thing that is within sight. Your shots find their mark as you hit the first two B.P.R.D. They're with me. They're on my side. Retry. The B.P.R.D. has only just busted in through the front door as you turn your head towards them, raising your hand slowly into the air. It's over, Mole. Let's see. Get rid of the part where you, raise your hand slowly into the air. It took you guys long enough. Arrest the demon prince and collect those crown shards. We don't have much time. The team nods, moving cautiously towards the demon as you turn your attention back to the frightened bartender. It's all right now. You're safe. I don't think we're in a bar, so I'm going to refresh that. The B.P.R.D. have no idea what's going on, and they don't really care. They just see a bunch of heavily armed fishmen and cultists getting in their way, as well as a few demons. You find yourself in combat once again. I called the B.P.R.D., so they would have some idea of, what's happening. Retry. The B.P.R.D. quickly arranges a pair of agents to place the demon in restraints and cart him off while another group begins collecting the crown shards that are strewn about the floor. No, we don't have much time. I don't know who would say the no, we don't have much time thing. We're taking the crown shards. Most def. Because I feel like it was me saying that, and I would not say that. Let's see. Thank you guys for your quick response. I appreciate it. Your assistant walks up to you. What are you doing, sir? Making sure our guests know they're appreciated. You pull the trigger, and your brains hit the wall as the demons in the room begin laughing uncontrollably. Why would I shoot myself in the head? Let's see. I have an assistant. I suppose I'm waiting on my next mission. I'm thinking about what the demon prince said. He went without a fight, which is unusual. He seems like the type who has something to prove. But when his plan fell apart, he just kind of folded. He talks a big game, but his bark seems worse than his bite. You step outside as your assistant complains, but you don't listen as you take a look at the sky. Despite everything that you've experienced so far in your life, something tells you that the next time you see this world, it's not going to be the same place. What are you complaining about? I just saved the world. Again. Can't you see I'm having a moment? I like how your assistant is like complaining. It's like, complaining about what? Let's see. You snicker as your assistant gives you an annoyed look while the rest of the B.P.R.D agents bustle about. Seriously, stop looking at me like that. Do you have booze? Or a mission for me? Do you need a debrief? What's on your mind? Stop killing my vibe. You rustle your assistant's hair. I guess you playfully rustle your assistant's hair. And smile. Nothing, sir. Nothing at all. Good. Now leave me be. I'm going to find a local bar and take a moment to rest my feet. I don't know. This seems not very action heavy simply because I took out the crown very early on. You take a deep breath and look to the sky, which has now darkened considerably. A drink? Now that's something I could use right about now. You smile as you pull your phone out of your pocket and look at it. Let's see. You search for nearby bars, preferably those that don't mind demons. I guess that don't mind demon patrons. Yeah, it's like the prompt kind of set me up to already be near the end of the adventure. So now it's like a post-adventure thing. You find a bar that isn't too far away and head inside. The drunken demon patrons give you a look as you enter, but most of them quickly return to their drinks. You order a beer from the bartender, who doesn't give you any trouble. You think to yourself, I think I might like this place. No one is picking a fight. Everyone understands why we're all here. Let's see. Maybe I should have an and. I think I could get used to this. You take a drink of your beer and sit down in a corner booth to watch TV. You catch an episode of Married with Children before the volume lowers itself and then flips to a local news report. You groan. You aren't the biggest fan of the news. There's always some weird report that ties into a demon investigation. Whenever you watch the news, it is only a matter of time before your assistant calls you for a new mission. Excuse me. You watch as the pretty news reporter begins her report. You think to yourself, well, I guess there are some good things about the news. You admire the pretty news reporter. You don't pay attention to what she's saying. You know that she's likely reporting on some weird occurrence, missing person, or monster sighting. Those are all things. Well, there we go. So that was fun for like a role play kind of thing, but I feel like it wasn't particularly challenging. I would recommend for future scenarios that are similar to this, if you're gonna throw me into like an action sequence, don't put me so close to like the final fight and like the final goal, because then there's not a lot to work towards. I'm glad that it had an instant conflict, though. It was just pretty easy to resolve. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on this. Would you like to see me continue role playing as Hellboy? What did you think about like the way that I play Hellboy and the way that I like perceive the character? And do you have any scenario recommendations? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and on our Discord. Remember that scenarios need to be safe for work. They need to have some kind of goal that I'm going to try to achieve within the 30 minutes. And hopefully the goal should be challenging, something that I can't just like snap my fingers and be done with. Though even when that happens, I can always make up for the additional time and do additional activities. But anyways, thank you all once again for tuning in. There's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black One Only, logging out. Make sure you check out my daily AI Dungeon 2 series, Jet Starlight and Zayna, Fairy Monster Hunters. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you haven't already. Peace. Chicken a bow one.